Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tom, and I will be just briefly going over the first unit to business IB management. The first unit, 1.1 in business management IB, is called Introduction. It's called Business Management Environment, and it talks or it touches upon a bunch of topics very briefly, such as all of the functions in the business, but I won't be talking about this because it's very general and it won't really bring you any knowledge or benefit. So I'll just be talking about these three things in this video, which I think are the most important thing in this unit 1.1. The first thing will be the four sectors in business, which is definitely a main idea that you should always know, and you should definitely know it for the exams, and for later in life, as it will always come up in conversations and exam questions. The second thing I will be going over is the factors of production, the four factors, and then the last will touch upon the entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship in business. All right, starting with the business sectors, there are four business sectors in IB business. So the first, or the primary business sector, it talks about the business involved in the extraction of natural resources, as you can see here. And this can be, for example, oil or fruits or vegetables, farming basically. This is one of the more basic business functions that have been around for many years and is still around. The secondary sector in business are corporations involved in processing these raw materials from the primary sector into usable goods. Usable goods here mean unfinished or even finished products. This can, for example, be a company such as Apple, which produces out of raw materials an iPhone, for example, or a MacBook, which is then brought to the consumer. Then the tertiary sector is basically talks about providing a service to other customers, and with that, this meant everything that's a service. For example, you definitely know banking. The people that work at a bank, they are providing you a service with doing all of your transactions when you ask. That's a service. It's not a product you can touch, but they're doing you a service. Or, for example, an insurance business, which where you can insure yourself against, for example, accidents. It's also not a product you can touch, a particular product you can touch, but it's rather, a service, something the business is doing for you. And then the quaternary sector is something the IB brought in, and it basically describes or refers to the businesses engaged in the creation or the sharing of information and knowledge. And this can be definitely seen more nowadays with all these websites that where you can subscribe to and they bring knowledge to you. Magazines, for example. Also, very important to know always are trends, because the IB questions like to touch upon trends that go on in the real world. And for example, in these sectors that I mentioned above, there are also changes that you should know about. For example, the shift from the first sector, the primary sector, to the second and third sector is also often referred to as industrialization, and you should know it, as sometimes this comes up in an IB question, And when they refer to that and you show that you know exactly what it is, they will probably give you a better mark. And another thing to know is that um, the more the more automation there is in the world, you can definitely see a shift, a big shift from the second to the third and actually also fourth sector. And that's also a good thing to know. Then we go on to the factors of production. So basically, the factors of production refer to the resources or inputs used in production of services and goods. Those are all the resources that a business needs to produce the good or the service that they want to give the customer. The first factor is probably the easiest one. It's land. It's land itself. And this can be, for example, raw materials, as we talked about before in the primary sector, but also factory sites. For example, Tesla, their new Giga Berlin factory. Um, it's in Berlin, and the site or like the land that they have purchased, I think 2 years ago, that's that also is included in this factor of production, land. The second factor of production is labor, and that's all the physical and mental effort of people that goes into producing a good or a service. For example, the creative thinking and the ideas of people. Then the third factor of production is capital. Capital refers to the manufactured resources. So it does not refer to raw materials, for example, but it refers to man-made resources. This can be, for example, machinery, even buildings, um, but also money. So the last one, the last factor of production is enterprise, and it's basically the management organization and planning of the factors above. And it refers to an individual or to people that really organize the whole other three resources mentioned above. Now we'll just dive really quick into the entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship idea. So entrepreneur is someone that allows himself or herself to take risks, to manage, plan, and organize the factors of production to produce wanted goods and services. This means they are um, they actually take their financial risk with creating a business and then produce the goods and services, so they have financial risks. And then on the other side, entrepreneurship is basically an innovative and creative individual, such as an entrepreneur, but that works within a large business to create products and services. And these people are also very important for these large businesses, as there is a need for someone to have these creative ideas in a business to produce these good and new products and services. So thank you for watching. This was Unit 1.1. Please look forward to the next units. Thanks for watching again.